Hey guys, Lincoln here from boacademy.org. Today I want to talk to you about FMCI Tattoo Chef's first half and second quarter sales numbers. They just came out today and I want to take some time to actually walk through them with you and look at how fast they're growing despite the pandemic. Tattoo Chef is obviously a pandemic-proof company and their numbers continue to show it. They're exceeding expectations and I'm super excited for what they have in store for us. There's a lot of information in this report, so I'm going to read it straight from the screen so I don't get anything wrong for you guys. I want to make sure it's super accurate. These are big numbers and the company continues to grow as expected. The Tattoo Chef brand is taking off and the management team is very happy about that. Remember, they have a private label that they sell to retailers to put their own labels on it and sell it to their customers, but they also have their own brand label, Tattoo Chef. And that label in the past has been trailing their private labels. But now their brand label, Tattoo Chef, has caught up, and for the very first time, it is the leader between the private labels and their brand label, right? So their brand label is doing better than their private labels. This is exactly what we want to hear as investors because this is what they're selling us. This is what they're going to sell to customers, right? Their brand label, the Tattoo Chef name. We want to see this name continue to grow. So for the first time in this report, we are seeing that the Tattoo Chef brand name is exceeding the performance of the private labels. So let's take a look at this report for the first half of 2020 as well as the quarter 2 of 2020 and compare it to last year, 2019's Q2 and first half, right? And we'll see just how fast this company is growing. But before we jump in, if you want to help the channel grow and reach more investors, if you enjoy these videos and you want to see more of it, remember to like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment what you're learning along the way and what your thoughts are on FMCI Tattoo Chef and this big news as we approach the merger date. The FMCI and Tattoo Chef merger is still on track for early October, so we're going to look at this promising report on their financials. But before we do that, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel because it really helps the channel grow and I will appreciate it. So we're looking at the Tattoo Chef report on their second quarter 2020 financial results. We've already seen quarter 1, so now we're going to look at quarter 2 and then look at the first half as a aggregate. So first, Q2 of 2020 versus Q2 of 2019. So in Q2 of 2020, Tattoo Chef saw a record net sales of $34.8 million. That's 113% increase over the last year. That's great, right? The company is crushing their numbers. That's more than double the $16.3 million that they net last year in Q2 of 2019. Tattoo Chef saw a gross profit of $3.7 million, which is about 11% gross margins. I'm liking this. In 2019, they only saw a gross profit of $1.9 million, but they also had better margins in the same time last year at 12%. And finally, in Q2 of 2020, they had Adjusted EBITDA of $2 million, or 5.6% of their net sales. Compared to last year, they had $400,000 in Adjusted EBITDA, which was only 2% of net sales. They 5x'd their Adjusted EBITDA in Q2 of 2020 over 2019. They did all of this during the pandemic, right? So let's look at the first half of the year, the first 6 months of 2020 compared to the first 6 months of 2019, because that's all the data we have right now. Before we look at the numbers for the first half of 2020 versus the first half of 2019, let's read some quotes from Sam Galletti and the FMCI team. Sam Galletti, the president and CEO of Tattoo Chef, said that we are pleased with our record financial performance for the first half of 2020. Our first half net sales of $67.9 million and Adjusted EBITDA of $9 million for the first half of 2020 positions us well to meet or exceed our full year Adjusted EBITDA expectations of $17 million. Our traction in the marketplace and expanded distribution with Tier 1 customers demonstrates the power of the Tattoo Chef brand. We expect to continue to drive profitable top-line growth due to our increased distribution into new and existing retail customers and through our e-commerce platform. That's a hint for something. We'll cover that later. This is a big hint for a big catalyst that's gonna come very soon after the merger. I'll let you know soon what this is, so subscribe to the channel if you're interested in what Sam Galletti is talking about here. This is gonna be a big deal for the company. Before we get to the FMCI management team's statement, let's read the financials from the first half of 2020. So these are the financial highlights for the first 6 months of 2020 compared to the first 6 months of 2019. In the first half of 2020, Tattoo Chef achieved net sales of $67.9 million, or a 104% increase compared to the $33.3 million in the year prior. 104% increase. That's 3-digit growth numbers, right? They grew their sales by 3 digits, 104% during a pandemic. I told you guys, all I see here is money. Tattoo Chef is money. They saw a gross profit of $13 million, or 19% gross margin. In the year prior, in 2019's first half, they achieved $5.3 million in gross profit, or 16% gross margin, right? That's 3% less than 2020. They increased their margin by 3% over the first half of 2019. And finally, their Adjusted EBITDA for the first half of 2020 versus the first half of 2019, they had an Adjusted EBITDA of $9 million, or 13.2% net sales, which was $7 million more than last year. They brought in almost $7 million more than the first half of 2019. I am loving these numbers. They almost doubled the percent of their net sales that accounted for their Adjusted EBITDA. What can I say? The numbers speak for themselves. I don't know what else to say to you guys. They're just doing well. They're on track to meet or exceed expectations for the year. They are on track. Tattoo Chef FMCI is looking great as always. I told you guys this back in July. All I see here is money, and I'm loving what I see. So now that we've seen the numbers for Q2 of 2020 and the first half of 2020, let's get some quotes from our former merger 2 FMCI management team, the sponsors. So David Boris, the co-CEO and CFO of Forum, said that Tattoo Chef's second quarter results demonstrate its ability to successfully execute in a dynamic operating environment. During the quarter, the management team was further strengthened with the addition of 2 seasoned executives, Matt Williams as Chief Growth Officer and Chuck Cargill as Chief Financial Officer, CFO. We are excited about Tattoo Chef's growth opportunity in the global plant-powered food market and remain confident in the team's ability to create shareholder value. So you've heard from the CEO of Tattoo Chef, you've heard from this co-CEO of FMCI Forum Merger 2, and they're both excited and pleased with these numbers. They are very pleased with these numbers that we got for the second quarter of 2020 and the first half of 2020. That includes Q1 and Q2 over the numbers reported in 2019. If you don't know what Tattoo Chef is, here's a description from the company themselves. Tattoo Chef is a leading plant-based food company offering a broad portfolio of innovative plant-based food products that taste great and are sustainably sourced. Tattoo Chef's signature products include ready-to-cook bowls, zucchini spirals, riced cauliflower, acai and smoothie bowls, and cauliflower pizza crust, which are available in the frozen food sections of the leading national retail food stores across the United States. Understanding consumer lifestyle and food trends and a commitment to innovation allow Tattoo Chef to continuously introduce new products. Tattoo Chef provides great tasting, approachable, and innovative products not only to the growing group of consumers who seek to adopt a plant-based lifestyle, but to any of the people who give a crap. That is their slogan. For more information, visit tattoochef.com, and following the completion of the business combination, the combined Tattoo Chef and Forum will be renamed to Tattoo Chef Inc., and they will be trading under TTCF on the stock market. Right now they're trading at FMCI, but once the merger is complete, it will convert to TTCF, and any shares that you have in FMCI Foreign Merger 2 will become shares of TTCF, Tattoo Chef Inc. You won't have to do anything to make this happen. It will just happen for you. Your broker will handle it. If you're on Robinhood, Robinhood is your broker and they will just do it for you. It might take a couple of days, but it will happen. So be patient. Once that happens, we're still looking at a merger completion date in early October of 2020. So only a few weeks away. We're getting very close. It's been a couple months. I know everyone's getting tired of waiting, but we're almost there. So I'm excited about these numbers. These are great numbers to be reporting before this merger happens. And the company continues to meet expectations and exceed it. And I am loving it. I continue to see money. Tattoo Chef might as well be all green because all I see here is money. So this was just a quick video to show you guys the news on their sales numbers from Q2 and the first half of 2020, and just share with you guys what my feelings are on these numbers, and I'm happy with it. Of course, there were some bad news in there, like their operating expenses increased a little bit over last year, same time, but it's all right. This is what happens when companies spend more money to grow. They're gonna spend more money, right? As they grow, they're gonna spend more money and hopefully they're gonna make more money to offset that increased expenses. So sometimes the company will spend more than they did in the past, but over the long term, if they continue to operate correctly, they will make profits from their increased expenses. That's just how business goes. You have to spend money to make money. And eventually, as you increase your margins, your profits way outpace your expenses. And you become a very valuable company, right? That's what we're all hoping for. So I'm investing in FMCI Foreign Merger 2, and I'm looking forward to this merger to close. There's going to be a vote to extend the deadline to the end of October on September 24th. I already voted yes for that extension, and I showed you guys how to do that in the previous video. So if you haven't seen that yet, go check it out. And I voted for this extension because I trust the FMCI team when they say they're going to complete this merger in early October. And that means to me, the first 2 weeks of October. So I trust that if they get the extension, they will complete the merger in early October and take Tattoo Chef public, right? So I voted for the extension, and I hope that if you're an investor in Tattoo Chef FMCI, that you will do your own research and vote for the extension too, if that's what makes sense to you. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, but this is just what I've done and what I think makes sense for this merger to complete. So as always, I'm invested in FMCI for the long term, Tattoo Chef for the long term, because I practice the bull mentality, right? The bull mentality is that we know what we invest in. We understand what we invest in. We believe in what we invest in, and we hold for the long term because that's how we build wealth in this country. That's how we give ourselves the best chances at success on the stock market. And I believe in Tattoo Chef, I believe in the FMCI team. So I'm going to give them all the time they need to complete this merger. And when early October comes, I'm going to celebrate and be joyous that this moneymaker, Tattoo Chef, is a public company and I get to ride along with them and benefit from the appreciation of the value of this asset, right? I am holding for the long term. I have over 1,000 shares of FMCI Tattoo Chef at an average cost of $14.50. And I plan to hold that for the long term and hopefully have enough money to add to that position. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, comment what your thoughts are on FMCI Tattoo Chef, these numbers, what you think about these numbers, and let me know what you would like me to cover next. If you don't know what SPACs are and you don't know why they're such big deals, I've done videos on those in the past. I've explained what SPACs are. I've explained why they're such big deals for retail investors, so go check that out. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again and have a great day.